Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm back here again with another sports card collecting and investing video, and today we're looking back on my previous video, which was about the my top five picks under $50 before the NBA playoffs. So we're just going to be looking back, see how prices have changed within the last month. I'm very excited about this, guys. Before I do end up getting started, make sure you guys end up hitting that subscribe button, like this video, and turn on that post notification bell so that you do get notified anytime I put out new content. As you can see as well on my profile picture, I do have a new logo. I'm working with somebody right now to hopefully get a new intro, and hopefully by next week we'll have that intro, before the videos. So I really appreciate the support for the channel, guys. I really appreciate all the subscriptions lately, liking the video. I mean, it's been surreal, honestly, the growth that we've had within the last 2-3 weeks. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, so the last time I was talking about this, the top 5 investments underneath $50, we were talking about my wild card pick first, and that was Michael Porter Jr. So what we're gonna look at here is his optic base. Porter Jr. optic base. Whenever I was looking at the video, his optic base was going around $3 to $5 per, and his optic shock was going for $8 to $10 per. And he actually just played in the bowl in one of the scrimmages. He ended up dropping, I think it was like 19 and 7. So pretty good for the minutes that he ended up getting. But just want to show you guys here an optic base now, guys, that was $3 to $5 per. I'm seeing 15, 25, 10, 10. You got the shock and the base for 35. Here's a good deal for 6. Somebody actually got one for 3, 15, 3. PSA 9 sold for 30. That's actually not that bad if you can get a PSA 9 for that cheap. 10. But as you can see, guys, his optic base has definitely gone up. I would say anywhere between the $10 to $15 range. You may snag some steals here and there, but it's kind of hard. I'm going to look up his optic shock, Michael Porter Jr. They were going around $8 to $10 per during that video. So as you can see here, 23. Here's one for 20. Here's one for 25, 20, 15, 10, 10, 16, 16, 5, 22. I mean, honestly, this is a pretty good snag if you can get one around $20 or less. Michael Porter Jr. is very, very affordable still. And I think he's very important to the Nuggets' success to move forward in the playoffs. So he's very slept on, guys. I think that he'll have a great bubble if he gets the minutes. So don't be afraid to pull the trigger on Michael Porter Jr., guys. His Prism base, I didn't mention it in the last video, but I remember around late June, they were going around $8 to $13 per. So we're just going to look at his Prism base rookie, and that's Michael Porter Jr. again. So check this out. His base card sold for 40, 30. BGS 9 sold for 50, 30, 25, 37, 30, 30. A lot of 5 sold for 100, so that's about 20 per. A lot of 3 sold for 72, so about 22-ish per. Well, not 22-ish per. I would say like 24 per. Let me see here. I mean, for example, his PSA 10, it's going for $155. I remember I picked up a PSA 10 myself in April, and I paid $48 for it. So big return on investment if I do cash that out. But don't sleep on Michael Porter Jr., guys. I see a lot of upside with him, and hopefully he does end up getting those minutes and proving the player that he is. Next, we're going with Jalen Brown. We were looking at his Prism. Whenever I was looking at his Prism, they were about 30 to 45 per. So here we go, just his base Prism. I can see here 70, 45, 55. A PSA 10 sold for 300. Wow, that's actually really good. 50, 60, and I mean he's still in that $50 range, 44. I mean, if you can snag him underneath $50, I do recommend it, guys. He's had some great scrimmages, him and Jason Tatum, And I think the Celtics are ready, guys. Like I said, I think that they are very slept on, and I believe that they can advance to the finals this year. And then I was looking at his NBA Hoops card. They were around $3 to $7 per, and that was Jalen Brown. Let's see if they've gone up. Here's one for 10. Here's a parallel for 50. A lot of 2 for 12. I mean, if you guys can't get the optic or the, or the select or the prism or the mosaic prism, go for the hoops. Get the Don Russ. Personally, I don't like the 2016-17 Don Russ. I would get the hoops first, and then try to get select. You can still get select probably around underneath $40. And also the prism mosaic. Those are really nice as well. But next we're going to look at Jason Tatum, guys. He's just somebody who keeps exploding on the market. His optic base card that we were looking at was around $38 to $50 per on the last video I showed up. So we're going to see here. As you can see here, so like I said, it was about $38 to $50. Here's one for $55, one sold for $40, one sold for $60, one sold for $70. One sold for $32, one sold for $49. His red and yellow, $75, $50. He's still in that range. You could still probably pick up an optic base around that $50 range. Just my personal opinion. I mean, I really just think that these two guys have it. They definitely, I think, they're underrated favorites. They're just so talented. Not only that, the addition of Kemba Walker. They have Gordon Hayward. These guys have 4, 5 guys that can score 30. So that's the reason I'm so high on the Celtics this year, guys. Pick up those Jason Tatum rookies if you can. And then his NBA Hoops, we were looking at Jason Tatum NBA Hoops rookie. That on my last video was $20 to $30 per. So we'll see what they go for now. NBA Hoops rookie. One sold for $47.49. One sold for $40. One sold for $40. Not too many sold listings lately, it looks like. Here is a lot of 21 for $58. I'm not even gonna do the math, honestly. 35. But yeah, I mean, that's within the last few days. I mean, guys, if you can't get the optic or the prism, prism Jason Tatum is close to $200 per. Start heading for the hoops. Even get the prestige. Prestige is very cheap. Get the prism mosaic. I mean, you can get Don Russ. I don't like how Don Russ looks. It looks so bad on 2016 and 2017. So, I mean, I would honestly just go for the hoops, guys. And next on the list, who was my third pick, was Luca Doncic. His 2019 base rookie. And that's card number 75. I know this one by heart. They were around $9 to $15 per. So here we go. A lot of 2 sold for $40. Here's one for $23. Here's 2 for $45. So $25, $30, $23, $24. I mean, these are pretty much going, guys, now around $20 per. When they were about $9 to $15 per. And honestly, you could have got them way cheaper as well. I was picking up lots for about $10 per. And check this out, guys. 4 PSA 10s sold for $711. So I mean, 70 divided by 4. I mean, that's about I would say like $215. I'm not gonna do the math in my head right now, but here's a lot of 3 PSA 10s, $520. I mean, that's what 52 divided by 3. I'm not gonna do the math, but I mean, that's around like 160, 170 per. Check this out, 182. I mean, Luca's second years, guys, his first years are already so out of range. So try to get the second years, even get the silver prisms if you don't want the base. Silver prisms still have a huge return on investment. The silver prism PSA 10s are going close to $500 now, I believe. Look, just to show you as an example, silver prism 75 PSA 10. Yeah, check this out, $530, guys. Last sold listing $585, $530, $580. I mean, they've already hit somebody hit $600 on one. And they're not too out of range, guys. Silver prisms, always the most eye appealing, always valuable to collectors. I mean, you can snag a Luca Doncic silver prism raw for about probably less than $150. I'd recommend you guys pulling the trigger on that. Next on the list, guys, was Bam Adebayo. He was my personal preference. His optic base was going around $3 to $7 at the time. And we're going to see what they're at now. Here's one for 12. Here's one for 12, 13. A lot of 3 for 35. A lot of 4 for 50. I mean, they're still very affordable, guys. I mean, he just played his first game. Finally, he looked really good. He looked a little rusty. He still gave us like 17 points today. But you know, he's got to get back into shape. I'm very high on him, so I think hopefully it'll pay off at the end of this year. I think he's going to prove a lot of people wrong. But also, whenever we were looking here, his optic shock, when we were looking on my first video, was $10 to $15. So we're gonna look at those now. His optic shock has now hit, they're still around the same price, 15. A lot of 2 for 30. Yeah, they're still pretty affordable, guys. They haven't moved much. His Prism rookie has moved a lot though. In late June, they were around 12 to 23. So Prism rookie 51, 25, 30 per, 30 per, 1 for 40. A lot of 3 for 100, a lot of 6 for 180. You know, they're around $30 per. I mean, some people on the high end are selling them for around 38 to 40. But he's definitely been moving up the charts lately, guys. His Silver Prism PSA 10 the other day cracked 600. So I do have a PSA 10, and I do have a PSA 9 Silver Prism. So hopefully, you know, those can keep going up for me, and I can get a good return on investment. And the last person, guys, was the LeBron James base Prism 2019. Oh, gosh. So his base Prism at that time was $18 to $25 per. The new prices here lately, here's one for, let me just type in card number 129 so I can get very specific. Here's a lot of 2 for 70, 1 for 30. One sold for 50, one sold for 60, one sold for 50, 60, one sold for 47, one sold for 60, one sold for 50. I was actually trying to get in a couple more this morning. The other day I actually passed on an offer of 4 for 120, and I'm just beating myself because everybody on the Facebook groups now, they're asking around $40 to $50 per, guys. So This card, I think, you know, with the Lakers and the Clippers being favorites, this card has potential to reach maybe 100 per, maybe even more. You know, I think the perfect time to cash out this card as well, if you buy it now, cash out this card after the finals if they end up winning it, because you know, they're going to be going crazy for those first-year Laker jerseys of LeBron. And then also somebody under the radar that I would look into is Optic and Select Anthony Davis first-year Laker cards. Obviously, the rookies are kings with both of those cards, whether it's LeBron or AD. You obviously want rookies. But, you know, I just think their first-year Laker cards are going to be very in demand. It's a big market. Very dramatic NBA season this year. So, you know, I just think with all the stuff that's going on, it's so overwhelming to their legacies of, you know, whether it's Kawhi or LeBron or whoever wins the championship this year. I just think this year's NBA playoffs, it's just going to be so overwhelming to whoever ends up winning. And it's going to go down in history as one of the best years. It's going to be one of the best and worst years. So I'm very excited about the stuff going on in the playoffs. I mean, we're, 2 days now away from opening tip. Very excited about that, guys. But let me know what you guys ended up thinking, and what you guys thought about this video. Just a little follow-up of what happened a month ago. Like I said, I really appreciate the support within the last month. We're at 85 subscribers, close to 100 now. So, like I said, if you guys can, hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification button so that you do get notified anytime I do put out content, guys. That's pretty much going to wrap it up for today, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one on Friday. Take care.